Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Lakers LeBron James dilemma reveals why they needed Hornets trade. Monday was a great day for Charlotte Hornets fans. The team registered a win streak for the first time in a long while. Miles Bridges extended his string of strong performances with 35 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, while LaMelo Ball overcame another rough shooting night by showcasing his clutch genes. In other news, the Los Angeles Lakers played for the first time since it was revealed that LeBron James would need at least a week to recover from a groin injury. Their loss to the Brooklyn Nets showed a potential repercussion of James' absence, as the four-time MVP averaged 10.5 boards per contest in 10 games after the All-Star break. It would have been fine if Los Angeles's big men could pick up the slack in cleaning the glass. However, its centers combined to grab just 5 rebounds against the Nets. The team can certainly use a solid player at the 5, and it actually had one for a few days last month. Williams could have helped the Lakers weather James' absence. Imagine if the Lakers didn't rescind their trade deadline deal with Charlotte. They wouldn't have to rely on the underdeveloped Jackson Hayes, two-way player Trey Jemison III, and recent buyout acquisition Alex Len to man the paint. Of course, the purple and gold has also used James at the center spot. While he has exhibited no problems doing so, particularly in recent weeks because Luka Doncic has become the squad's focal point on offense, he is already 40 years old and assuming that responsibility for long stretches can be physically draining. It remains to be seen if the Lakers' inexplicable decision to reverse the Williams trade will prove costly. The reason they have publicly expressed behind the move is that they didn't believe the 23-year-old was healthy enough, but his recent outings have disproved that notion. Although he has needed to sit out some games as part of his injury management program, he has mostly performed well whenever he suits up. Monday was a great day for Charlotte Hornets fans. The team registered a win streak for the first time in a long while. Miles Bridges extended his string of strong performances with 35 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, while LaMelo Ball overcame another rough shooting night by showcasing his clutch genes. Mark Williams was also huge for the Hornets, putting up 24 points and 10 rebounds. It was his third time recording a 20-10 line in his last 5 appearances. In other news, the Los Angeles Lakers played for the first time since it was revealed that LeBron James would need at least a week to recover from a groin injury. Their loss to the Brooklyn Nets showed a potential repercussion of James' absence, as the four-time MVP averaged 10.5 boards per contest in 10 games after the All-Star break. It would have been fine if Los Angeles's big men could pick up the slack in cleaning the glass. However, its centers combined to grab just 5 rebounds against the Nets. The team can certainly use a solid player at the 5, and it actually had one for a few days last month. Williams could have helped the Lakers weather James' absence. Imagine if the Lakers didn't rescind their trade deadline deal with Charlotte. They wouldn't have to rely on the underdeveloped Jackson Hayes, two-way player Trey Jemison III, and recent buyout acquisition Alex Len to man the paint. Of course, the purple and gold has also used James at the center spot. While he has exhibited no problems doing so, particularly in recent weeks because Luka Doncic has become the squad's focal point on offense, he is already 40 years old and assuming that responsibility for long stretches can be physically draining. It remains to be seen if the Lakers' inexplicable decision to reverse the Williams trade will prove costly. The reason they have publicly expressed behind the move is that they didn't believe the 23-year-old was healthy enough, but his recent outings have disproved that notion. Although he has needed to sit out some games as part of his injury management program, he has mostly performed well whenever he suits up. Williams' rebounding prowess is exactly what Los Angeles needs right now, especially with LeBron out for several games. If it ends up incurring losses and thereby losing ground in the battle for a top seed in the tough Western Conference because of its possible disadvantage inside the paint and in the rebounding department, the NBA's marquee franchise could end up regretting not pushing through with its pursuit of the Hornets star. NBA Roundup, Nets upend Lakers to halt 7-game slide. Cameron Johnson scored 18 points, including a clutch foul line jumper over Luka Doncic with 59.6 seconds remaining as the Brooklyn Nets snapped a 7-game losing streak by holding on for a 111-108 victory over the Los Angeles Lakers on Monday in New York. Johnson made 6 of 14 shots, none bigger than the 14-footer he hit over Doncic to put the Nets ahead 106-100. Johnson's shot gave Brooklyn some breathing room when Doncic sank an open 35-foot three-pointer off an inbounds play with 11.5 seconds left to bring the Lakers within 108-106. Following a three-point play by the Nets' Noah Clowney, the Lakers' Austin Reeves hit a layup with 3.2 seconds remaining, cutting the gap to 3. Johnson then missed 2 free throws with 2.3 seconds left. The game ended when Doncic was well short on a 77-foot desperation three-point heave. Doncic recorded his second triple-double as a Laker by totaling 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists but shot 8-for-26. Gabe Vincent scored a season-high 24 as Los Angeles fell in the first game since LeBron James injured his left groin. Nuggets 140, Thunder 127. Nikola Jokic scored 35 and Jamal Murray added 34 to lift Denver to a win at Oklahoma City. The result snapped a 7-game winning streak for the Thunder and gave Denver a tie in the season series, with each team winning 2 games each. On Sunday, the Thunder earned a 127-103 home win over Denver. Jokic finished with 18 rebounds and 8 assists. Luguentz Dort scored 26 points while Shai Gilgeous-Alexander added 25 points and 7 assists for the Thunder, who saw Jalen Williams exit with a right hip strain. Raptors 119, Wizards 104. Reserve A.J. Lawson set career bests with 32 points and 12 rebounds as Toronto defeated visiting Washington. Emmanuel quickly added 15 points for the Raptors, who have won 4 of their past 5 games. Scotty Barnes had 14 points and 13 rebounds, R.J. Barrett added 14 points and 10 rebounds, and Orlando Robinson posted season highs of 13 points and 11 rebounds. Toronto had a 73-54 advantage in rebounds. Jordan Poole and Alex Sarr each scored 16 points for the Wizards, who had won 2 straight. Sarr added 11 rebounds. Tristan Vukcevic contributed 15 points, Keyshawn George had 13 points and 5 blocks, and Corey Kispert also finished with 13 points. Celtics 114, Jazz 108. Sam Hauser made 9 three-pointers and scored a game-high 33 points as host Boston extended its winning streak to 5 games by beating Utah. Jaylen Brown had 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists for the Celtics, who also received 18 points, 10 assists and 5 rebounds from Derek White. Jason Tatum, knee, Kristaps Porzingis, illness, and Al Horford, toe, were out. John Collins amassed 28 points and 10 rebounds for the Jazz, who have lost 6 in a row and 12 straight on the road. Bryce Sensabaugh added 22 points. Hawks 132, 76ers 123. Dyson Daniels scored 25 points to pace 6 double-figure scorers and help Atlanta defeat visiting Philadelphia. It was the 3rd straight win for the Hawks, and the 13th loss in 15 games for the 76ers. The Hawks, who were without Trae Young, Quad, and Karis LeVert, Finger, also got 22 points and 8 rebounds from Zachary Rizicher plus a season-high 19 points from Terrence Mann. Philadelphia was led by Quentin Grimes with 35 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists and 3 steals. Ricky Council IV scored 19. Knicks 133, Kings 104. Karl-Anthony Towns recorded 26 points and 9 rebounds, and OG Anunoby added 24 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds and 5 steals to help New York roll over host Sacramento. Miles Deuce McBride was 4 of 5 from three-point range while recording 21 points and 7 assists as New York snapped a 3-game slide. Jalen Brunson, ankle, was out for the 2nd straight game. Malik Monk scored 21 points for the Kings after missing the previous 3 games with a sprained right toe. Sacramento lost for the 3rd time in 4 games as Domantas Sabonis, hamstring, remained out. Hornets 105, Heat 102. Miles Bridges scored a game-high 35 points as Charlotte prevailed at Miami, overcoming a 17-point second-quarter deficit. Mark Williams logged 24 points and 10 rebounds, and LaMelo Ball added 15 points and 10 assists as the Hornets won their 2nd game in a row after dropping 9 straight. The Heat took their 4th loss in a row and fell to 15-15 at home. Bam Adebayo led Miami with 23 points, 14 rebounds, and 8 assists, but he and Tyler Herro missed 3-point shots in the last seconds that would have tied the score. Rockets 97, Magic 84. Jabari Smith Jr. scored a team-high 20 points, Alperen Sengun and Steven Adams recorded double-doubles, and Houston turned a stifling defensive performance into a victory over visiting Orlando. Sengun produced 14 points and 14 rebounds, while Adams had 11 points with a season-high 17 rebounds, who have won 3 in a row. Paolo Banchero scored a game-high 25 points for the Magic, who shot just 32.6% and were unable to fully capitalize on forcing 20 turnovers. Mavericks 133, Spurs 129. Spencer Dinwiddie scored 28 points off the bench as undermanned Dallas outlasted host San Antonio in the first of 2 games in 3 nights between the Lone Star State rivals. Despite being shorthanded, Dallas snapped a season-worst 5-game losing streak. Klay Thompson added 26 points for Dallas, while Najee Marshall hit for 23, Kessler and Edwards racked up 22 points and 11 rebounds. Harrison Barnes led the Spurs with a season-high 29 points, and Keldon Johnson tied his season best with 28. Devin Vassell added 24 points for San Antonio, which has dropped 3 straight and 4 of its past 5 games. Warriors 130, Trail Blazers 120. Gary Payton 2 and Buddy Hield combined for 10 3-pointers, Jimmy Butler 3 recorded a triple-double, and Golden State used superior depth to outlast Portland in San Francisco. Stephen Curry had 5 3-pointers for Golden State, increasing his career total to 3,998 in his quest to become the first NBA player to reach 4,000. Payton equaled his career high with the 4 treys, and while he didn't add another in the second half, he did manage a career-best 26 points. Denny Avdija poured in a game-high 34 points, his season high, to complement a game-high 16 rebounds and 6 assists for the Trail Blazers, who lost their 4th straight. Grizzlies 120, Suns 118. Ja Morant scored 29 points and added 12 assists to lead injury-depleted Memphis past visiting Phoenix. The Grizzlies won their 3rd straight and swept the season series against the Suns. Reserve guard Cam Spencer scored 16 points for the Grizzlies. Gigi Jackson and Jay Huff scored 14 each, while Lamar Stevens and Scottie Pippen Jr. chipped in 13 apiece. Kevin Durant had an opportunity to win the game at the buzzer, but missed a deep 3-pointer. Durant scored a game-high 35 for the Suns, who also got 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists from Devin Booker. Tyus Jones added 12 points plus 7 assists, and Nick Richards contributed 10 points and 12 boards. Bulls 121, Pacers 103. Josh Giddey scored a season-high 29 points to go with 10 rebounds, and Kobe White added 29 points to lift host Chicago to a victory against slumping Indiana. Giddey and White sparked the team's 50% shooting effort from the field, going a combined 22-4-38 in the game while teaming for 25 points during Chicago's 40-point second quarter. Giddey finished 2 points shy of matching his career best before leaving the game with a right ankle injury midway through the 4th quarter. Lakers hit with another deflating injury news. The injury bug continues to pose a dangerous threat to the Los Angeles Lakers as their starting center Jackson Hayes will miss his 2nd straight game. The Lakers have listed Hayes out with a right knee contusion in the NBA official injury report. Hayes is the third starter out for the Lakers in their Monday, March 10, road game against the Brooklyn Nets. He joins LeBron James, left groin strain, and Rui Hachimura, left patellar tendinopathy, in the Lakers' expanding injury list that also includes Dorian Finney-Smith, left ankle soreness, and Maxi Kleber, right foot surgery recovery. In 19 starts this season, Hayes averaged 7.9 points, 6.1 rebounds, 1.4 assists and 1.2 blocks in 24.2 minutes. He's become a vertical lob threat for Luka Doncic. Hayes sustained the injury before fouling out in overtime of their 113-109 win over the New York Knicks at home on March 6. "Don't think it's anything serious," Lakers coach J.J. Redick said before their 111-101 loss in Boston on March 8. "We've just been monitoring his swelling and his mobility. He'll be out. And hopefully, he's back soon." Without Hayes, Jared Vanderbilt and Trey Jemison III could start in the Lakers' thin front line if Redick opts for size. If he rolls with a small ball lineup, Vanderbilt could start at center with Dalton Knecht or Gabe Vincent getting a spot start, Luka questionable to play versus Nets. The Lakers are also facing the possibility of Doncic sitting out in Brooklyn. The Slovenian star is questionable to play due to back soreness. The ABC broadcast showed Doncic stretching his back at one point during their crushing 111-101 loss to their arch-rival Boston Celtics, but he downplayed it during his post-game press conference. "It's something I'm dealing with, but I'm fine," Doncic told reporters. If Doncic sits out, Austin Reeves, playing on his third game back from a calf injury, has to replicate his 45-point heroics in the Lakers' gusty 124-117 win against the Indiana Pacers on February 8. The Nets, 21-42, though not as good as the Pacers, 35-27, are not to be taken lightly as they play hard under rookie head coach Jordi Fernandez. Reeves will face his former Lakers backcourt mate D'Angelo Russell, who is averaging 14.1 points, 5.7 assists and 2.8 rebounds, silver linings in LeBron's injury. According to ESPN's Shams Charania, James is expected to miss at least 1 to 2 weeks with his groin injury. Typically with this soft tissue injury, it leads to weeks-long of absences and could be potentially an extended period of time for LeBron James. He will be evaluated in the next 24 hours, but unlike in 2018 when he had that groin tear, I'm told he did not hear a pop last night in Boston, Charania said on NBA Countdown on ABC. James previously had the same injury which led to a 17-game absence during the 2018-19 season, his first year with the Lakers. The Lakers were fourth in the Western Conference at the time of James' first groin injury. Without him, a young Lakers team back then went 5-12 and ultimately fell out of contention for the playoffs. But the silver lining of James' injury is, this time, it isn't as bad as the first one. Unlike in 2018, the Lakers have Doncic and Reeves to count on to cushion the impact of James' long absence. Another silver lining is James could return with fresh legs for the stretch run and the playoffs with ample rest while recovering from his latest injury. Are you a fan? What do you think about Luka Doncic injury? Leave your opinion in the comments.